Alright, we are live and recording. Hi there everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Porscha Aubrey and I am a self-certified chef. Basically self-certified as in I have 4+ years of cooking experience, 2 of which are gourmet, but self-certified because I have never actually gone to culinary school. I instead have hands-on experience via volunteer hours, school, as well as working for several years. So I have years of experience in cooking. I am talented enough to be able to make my own recipes without needing to copy another recipe. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I actually uploaded a clip around New Year's, around that time, of a So Yummy video where they tried to make a psychedelic dragon fruit smoothie bowl, which I don't get where the psychedelic part came in. But yeah, they made a dragon fruit smoothie bowl, except a lot of things weren't made the way that it should be in order to get the results that they got, which is known with these type of food channels. So I figured that was a lot of fun to criticize. Their music was very loud and annoying, but it was fun to criticize. So I figured might as well do a longer video of it. So I am hoping that my laptop does not die. Oh, it's definitely gonna die. Give me a second to go get the charger. Charger. Swear this laptop is dying so quickly nowadays. Like, it's only been unplugged for like 20 something minutes, and it's already at close to 50%. Granted, makes sense, because I typically leave it plugged in all the time. I don't really unplug it all that often. So it makes sense for the battery to be very weak, but still annoying whenever I do have to get up to record anything. Because I basically need to plug it back in and go sit down the moment I finish recording, instead of being able to continue working on my desk. But yeah, we are plugged in now. Although something funny though. So I was going to record this video yesterday, except when I opened up my laptop, it said that my battery was dead, like 0%. So I was like, okay, I will plug it in and then go take a shower. When I'm done my shower, it should be fully charged. When I come back from my shower, it's still at 0%. So I'm like, okay, maybe I don't charge my phone on my laptop, because I charge my phone on my laptop, or leave my laptop completely powered off and let it charge, have no power going out whatsoever. 8 hours later, still at 0%. So I unplug it, replug it in, all that, still 0%. So last night I figured okay, it's telling me it's at 0%. Alright, I'll play some video games on it, unplugged. See how exactly 0% it is. Over an hour playing video games, still did not die. And I was draining that battery. I was playing video games while watching YouTube, while playing music on it. Did not die even after an hour of it saying 0%. So, luckily this morning, I believe, at some point, I believe I unplugged it or something. I don't remember what I did, but it's finally started showing the charging symbol again, thankfully, and so finally showed a fully charged symbol again. Though sadly, it's dying very quickly still, which I've reason to believe that's not its actual battery, but anyway. So I am going to be watching a So Yummy video. This So Yummy video is called, I'll actually show you guys. The So Yummy video is called Recipe and snacks that are lazy chef approved. So since they threw chef and recipes, I figured, okay, I will watch this and this, but very quick. Just see what the comments have to say. So y'all just be putting eggs in everything. No hate. I love this channel. I watch it almost every night. So nice. Hearts, eyes, and tongue. Nope. You lost me when you put avo and chocolate together. Just no. Actually, a pretty normal thing people do together. Let's see what the replies. I did it first and back. Chick. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be chalk. Chalk avocado is like a smoothie drink, though. It won't hurt as well as putting. So chocolate avocado actually is a pretty common combination, especially in smoothies, because avocado is a fruit. Which has when I finally started to like the taste of avocado, I hated it, but when I started liking it, I was like, it's strange that something so vegetable tastes so much like a fruit. I understand it is a fruit, but you just an avocado, you know what avocados are used for, like guacamole, and you just no, that's a vegetable. It tastes like a fruit, and it is a fruit. Fine. Anyway, let's get into this. Quickly check and see if the music's loud. It typically is. Yeah. Oh my god, I cannot stand how loud they play their music. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, so flour picked up in a whisk. That doesn't always work depending on the whisk. Why is it liquidy all of a sudden? Did they add a liquid? Heat, whisk, cook. Wait, is that not flour? Okay, pancake mix. But the thing with pancake mix, you still need to add in things to get a liquid, so yeah, they just whisk it. Is there liquid already inside? There's water already inside. Okay, I was missing that part. Alright, so yeah, some water, pick it up and whisk the pancake mix, whisk it up. I'm pretty sure that is a slow cooker. And then strawberries in a I hate that. I'm pretty sure they're not in a smoothie, but something I hate when people make smoothies is they add extra sugar to it. And then something I hate even more is when people complain that it's too sweet afterwards when they add extra sugar to the smoothies. And then they blame it on the sugar in the fruit. Like already, I never add extra sugar to my smoothies. I just do the fruit, maybe fruit juice if I feel like it, if I feel like getting the vitamins from it. But I typically either do water or milk when making smoothies, and typically add in like protein powder if I feel like I need it. And I just blend that, and it's amazing. I never liked it when people add sugar to their smoothies. There's no need to add sugar to a. It's fine if you like sugar in your smoothies, but when you complain about it being too sweet afterwards, or when you make a smoothie for someone else that don't know you put sugar in your smoothie, and they typically don't put sugar in their smoothie, I just, But yeah, they're probably making like a syrup or something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you make it in a slow cooker and you flip it over like that. That does not work like that. That will not cook like that. When you make it in a slow cook, it'll tend to bubble up instead of solidify like that. And also, that you would have to cook it for hours in order to make it fully cooked how thick that thing is. So chances are, and because of how long you have to cook it, there's no way it'll be this brown. So just to let you guys know, it's better to just make pancakes in a pan, in a pot, if you prefer having very thick pancakes. And if you prefer doing them that way, I recommend a form of steam as well. So like if you make them in a pot, I also recommend cooking them for a small period of time to make sure the bottoms are fully cooked. And then when you flip them, add some water on top to make sure you also get on the sides, so on the sides of the pots make it steam up. And then quickly put the lid on and basically let it steam. and then that steam will help it get more thorough cooking. So then you're not eating raw pancake batter with the cooked pancake exterior. Yeah, no, that does not look right at all. Ugh. Why does that look overcooked, undercooked, and completely messed up all at the same time? It doesn't even look like a pancake. Right? Oh, it's a rice cooker. It's a rice cooker. That's even worse. I'd rather you make it in a slow cooker than a rice cooker. Granted, the only rice cookers I've seen are at my boyfriend's place. It's his roommate's rice cooker. It's like a highly pressurized rice cooker. And if it's highly pressurized, that pancake is not going to be that fluffy and like thick. It's going to be completely down. Yeah, no, that butter is not real. If it's real, then after that time passing, that butter would either be melted or that pancake is just completely cold now. Alright, and avocado. There's better ways to get it out, but okay. Yeah, let's mix it up in a food processor to make boiled milk and agar. Isn't agar like a vegan replacement for gelatin? To make like gummies and such? Ugh. Alright, so chocolate, chop it up in fine bits. Oh, so how is this all lazy chef? The way I see lazy be like maybe making egg bites or something. Like quickly whip some eggs and toss it into a muffin mold. Maybe toss in some like cheese, toss in the oven, and boom, you're done. But like they're straight up mixing things or food processors that be clean. The most you need to clean when making egg bites is just like the muffin mold, the bowl, and like oh, emergency alert. Quebec alert. Zinyab Cheribi El Aluli. 1-year-old was abducted by Marana Montrose, 18 years old. If seen, call 911. Pretty young to be abducting children. It's not even anywhere near me. Just says Quebec. Doesn't say Montreal. Doesn't say Gatineau. Quebec. So they're not gonna find that many. Oh wait, no, abducted in Montreal. They don't say what part of Montreal. Montreal. So they're not gonna have a very good chance of finding that 1-year-old. Message me. Yay, he's on the way to Montreal now. Yay. Alright, but anyway, I'm saying there's no way these are lazy recipe because those are not. So lazy is another form of like take shortcuts, try and just eat as fast as possible, to do the least amount of work. Pancakes in a rice cooker is not going to be the least amount of the fastest reward time. So it's better to make it in a pot or a pan, let it be. Rice cooker, you have to let it preheat at a time. So no, not even lazy chefs approve. But let's see what they're making now. Alright, a lot of some agar. Yep, toss in some chocolate. Alright, let's just quickly check, because I think I know what agar is, but let's just see. What is agar? Because I don't think I've ever used agar. Agar is a jelly-like substance consisting of contains the cells of something of red algae, primarily the same as gelatin. Agar and gelatin serve similar as gelling agents and thickening. While gelatin is made from wild algae, makes it a popular vegetarian substitute for gelatin. Why is it not a vegan substitute? Anyway, so yeah, so I do know what agar is. It's just basically a vegetarian version of gelatin. Okay. So yeah, they mix it up in a pot, and then we see an ad. Oh yeah, and something I don't like about this channel. When I was loading up the video, I got 2 ads, both around 20 seconds long. Could not skip them. Anyways, I'm gonna switch over to chatting so you guys don't have to deal with watching the ad. So annoying. I'm also at the same time uploading the premium episodes of my podcast, so the YouTube one's almost finished uploading, the Spotify one is already uploaded and scheduled. Alright, so let's go back to this one. Alright, so yeah, they mix it up on a pot on looks like high heat, but quick thing, it doesn't say what heat it's cooking on. Don't cook anything with milk on high heat. It'll burn the milk, it'll cause it to curdle, it'll cause it to bubble up. It will not result well. It's better to cook milk on low heat, with medium heat being the maximum, medium low heat being the ideal range to cook anything involving milk. Straight milk, not like just melted chocolate. Actual like adding milk into things, lower heat the better. Alright, that's the avocado thing, gelatin thing from earlier. That there are better molds for that, but okay. Not gonna lie, that looks like pistachio pudding. Kinda looks good. But I know it's not pistachio pudding, I know it's avocado pudding. Yep, looks like chocolate pudding. They also definitely added way too much milk to make them that consistency. Milk carton pudding. Okay. Also, this is definitely not lazy. That many steps, that is not a lazy hack. Or a recipe. Then again, it doesn't say it's lazy specifically, it just says lazy chef approved. So that's a good way to throw people off. Alright, yep, egg whites, add in the egg yolks afterwards. Oh, another alert. Zenith, was it it's just the same alert. Same exact alert. Alrighty. Oh, I missed it. Yep, so the egg whites and then egg yolks. Doesn't look like those egg whites are cooking until after they add in the extra stuff. So cheese, some cooked bacon. That's also proof of another non-lazy chef hack, because they cooked the bacon separately. Unless, of course, they used bacon bits. Or if they use, say, maybe this pan to cook the bacon, and then they also cook the egg on the pan without cleaning it. Which would be good when cooking an egg. It's good to use bacon fat when cooking things. Basically, when I was taught growing up, if you're cooking anything alongside bacon, always cook the bacon first so that you don't have to use butter or oil, because then the fat and grease from the bacon can easily avoid anything from sticking to the pan, as well add extra flavors to the rest of the food. Oh, a bagel? Okay. I know how this is gonna go. Cream cheese. Okay. That's gonna make a huge mess. Avocado. Okay. No. They definitely made a cut. Those egg yolks were not that cooked the past time. So they definitely made a cut there because they knew they did not cook the eggs long enough. Alright, some butter, some pancake batter, mix it in. You're losing me. That is something I know that some not dive bars, breakfast places, breakfast diners in America serve like pancakes made with bacon and eggs and sausage and all that. I still do not recommend making it yourself. Because once again, this is not lazy, because even though they don't show it, you still have to cook all those things separately. Because if you add in those things raw, then it'll make a giant mess, and you'll end up eating raw meat because they will not cook thoroughly. Yep, let's cut into it, see how it looks. Making 4 slices, okay. Oh, that looks so boring. Needs more flavor. Yeah, we got some breakfast recipes there. Did we? Did we see that one? I don't remember seeing that one. I don't think we saw that one. Unless we're about to be shown that one. Alright, yeah, we're about to be shown that one. Tornado egg. Let's just quickly see the point they're making again real quick. Alright. Nope. You need to do it very slowly. So, basically, yeah, this state right here, it is decent, but better to wait like 5 more seconds because you can still see bits of the pan at the bottom, so it's clear it's not cooked enough. But yeah, you can do that and slowly add it in, except you can't move it that quickly. You have to slowly, as you slowly twist, you have to also make sure to tilt the pan slightly, like with your arm or something, to make sure the egg yolks are also getting in the other sections as well. Because if you do it this one, it'll end up completely separated by the time you finish the entire circle. Rotation is the word I'm looking for. That was also cooked way too long. Batter. I see so many posts and hacks like this on posts like a year or so ago. Think about this. How often do you clean your stove? How often do you clean your oven? How often do you clean your cupboards? The bottom of that pan is touching all those things. And if you look at the bottom of your pans after they've been used for a while, you'll see little bits of grease on, or like stains on them that can't go away. But you won't see those stains on the top part because the top parts are non-stick. The bottoms are not non-stick. And also, that will not heat up thoroughly. If you do it that way, then you'll risk the outsides burning, but the inside will be completely raw by the time the outsides are completely black. And it will not be that easy to get the pancakes off. Let's see if there's a cut that I can pick up on. Probably not because they move very fast, but let's just see. They also won't cook that quickly. I think I saw a cut, but I'm not sure. Alright. No. Those look gross. Those look like egg crepes. They also didn't spell crepe correctly. But anyways, those look like egg crepes. Not proper crepes. Well, egg crepes can be proper crepes depending on what areas you go to, but no. Okay. And a waffle iron, just make little spots. Those were not cooked long enough. No. No, it'll get soggy. Alright, cheese, terry tomatoes on a dough. Wrap it up a bit. Egg yolk, I don't recommend. Some pepper. Once again, this is not lazy. Easy pastries. I wouldn't say so. Especially since those egg yolks, if they're still raw, they shouldn't be. If those egg yolks are still raw, then that pastry is 100% also still raw. Also, they add too much pepper in the center. They needed to spread it out a bit more. I'd recommend if you do plan on making this, add a bit of thyme and or basil on top as well. And they should have really brushed the tops with butter as well. Alright, so we got bread and some muffin tins, some bacon, some cheese, and egg, okay. Pepper, chives. Chives that small are not a lazy chef thing, but okay. Breakfast in a cup. It will... The egg, if there wasn't a cut, you'd be able to see the egg spilling out on the side of the bread. But you see the bread on this one Every single bit of bread is perfectly placed, not a single bit of egg outside. I'm pretty sure I see a bit of raw egg yolk. But anyway. Yeah, there's some raw egg yolk. Donuts in a big pan, some donut holes, some custard. This is not going to end out well. Bake. No. This is giving me a headache. The custard will make the donuts, and especially the donut holes, because the donut holes are smaller, so they have a bit more crisp to them than regular donuts. The custard will make them completely soggy, which will make them completely overcooked by the time you do cook the custard. It will not end up well. Alright, yogurt, raspberries, blueberries, granola, freeze it. Now there's something lazy. Finally, there's something lazy. Pre-bagged granola, just containers of raspberries and blueberries, just chuck in some yogurt into a popsicle mold. That is a lazy thing. It's easy to make, takes like less than 5 minutes, fucking less than 10 minutes tops. Very easy to make. If you want to make your yogurt flavored, you can add in bits of honey, maybe maple syrup, make it taste better. But if you'd like the plain yogurt, or if you have already flavored yogurt, then you can use it that way. But I'd also recommend pushing in the topping slightly, because when that melts, the berries and the granola are just gonna completely fall off the yogurt popsicle. So I'd recommend just pushing them in. It's like, just push them in. Egg yolks, whisk them up till thoroughly combined, add in some melted butter, okay. That is not how you make hollandaise sauce. Let's just quickly look it up in case that is an easy way to make hollandaise sauce. Easy hollandaise sauce. Nope, that's more than 2 things. 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 All of these are more than 2 things. What's the basic formula of hollandaise sauce? Egg yolks, lemon juice, cold water, salt, and pepper. Let's see what the recipe called for. Egg yolks and butter, and whisk it up thoroughly. And that's a hollandaise sauce. Mixture into butter, continue whisking over low heat for 8 seconds. Did they whisk this over low heat? Nope, that's just a bowl. They didn't even whisk it over low heat, so that is debunked. You need far more things to make a hollandaise sauce, or hollandaise sauce for you non-pronunciationers. But no, that recipe is not how you make hollandaise sauce. Microwave. No. No. Do not microwave that. I understand you shouldn't microwave an egg itself, especially when the yolk is not broken. But you also shouldn't microwave it even if it's completely whisked up with butter. No. It will taste disgusting. And that is also raw egg you are eating. Alright, sugar on strawberries with their things still on top, alright? You, for some reason, mix them up and then you cut them and take their leaves off, but okay. Chuck it in a microwave. Okay, I can understand that this is supposed to be where the lazy part comes in. But that is also not how that works. First off, you need much more sugar than that. That was not enough sugar to make what it is they're making now. I'm pretty sure it's a strawberry jam. That is not enough sugar to make a strawberry jam or even a strawberry compote. And also, you have to make it on the stove, somewhere where you can get a continuous heat and continuous mixture. So that is also debunked. No, that's not. No. Bitter coffee, salt. I've heard stories about that, but also, if you have a bitter coffee, chances are it's the beans or the coffee grounds or even the instant coffee powder itself that is making it bitter. So if you're facing that, look into the coffee you're drinking, because there's acidity and like basic levels, bitterness levels on the bags and all that. I cannot stand a bitter coffee, but I always make sure to look at the bags, read what it is that applies to me, and then I pick the non-bitter kind. You do not need to add salt into your coffee if you just get the proper coffee. I can understand maybe you're at a diner or something where you don't have the choice of what the coffee it is that you'd like. In that case, and also I understand that a lot of you may be like diabetic or something and you cannot add like sugar or cream to it. In that case, drink water. Take caffeine pills or something. Either just drink non-bitter coffee that you can get yourself, or just drink water or something else, or eat food. Don't rely on caffeine in order to give yourself energy. Because I understand there's a lot of medical conditions out there where you're unable to get energy by eating, sleeping well, exercising, all that. I understand that. But don't add salt into your coffee. That will not work. You know what? Let's test this real quick. Let's test this, okay? I'm going to quickly make myself a cup of coffee. Granted, I don't have coffee grounds or coffee beans. I do have the gold espresso powder, because that's what I find that I enjoy the best, even when served black. But I usually don't drink it black, I drink it with caramel that I make homemade. So I will quickly make that. And of course talk to you guys while I wait for the water to boil and all that. I'll be making it in this mug that my boyfriend got me for Christmas. It has little doggies on it. It's honestly not my type of design, but since my boyfriend got it for me, this is my favorite mug. Alright, so I'm typically not the type to follow recipes on containers and such. I typically just sprinkle the powder in until it fills up the mug enough where I feel like it's enough. So this time, in order to prove it, I will make the Americano on this, which is 1 to 2 teaspoons. Let's do 2 teaspoons to make sure it's more bitter and I can get the flavors. And then let's make the Americano, so 250 milliliters of hot water. So I'm going to quickly measure this out, and I'm going to get a measuring cup for the hot water, and then I'll pour it over here so you guys can watch, and mix it up, wait a few minutes to let it cool, and then we can go back and I can tell, and oh yeah, I also have to try with salt. And I'll tell you like how it is, and I'll add salt to see if it's any better. There, let's prove it that way. Also, I was just quickly checking something, because I have like the little scoops you get from like things of protein powder. So I was just checking to see how close it is to like a teaspoon, because I don't actually have the measuring teaspoons. I typically just eyeball. So just for you all to know, a little scoop that holds 47 grams of protein powder holds 100 milliliters of water. So just so you all know. So let's just see real quick. 100 ml, 2 teaspoons. No, that's 100 liters, not milliliters. Milliliter. That's 20 teaspoons. Okay. So I need to do 20th of that scoop. Alright. So let's just quickly go over here to chatting. So I have the espresso powder here. The water is currently boiling. I have my mug here. So I'd say this much I'm unable to show you guys without the spoon dumping the powder over, because my camera's on the bottom of the computer instead of the top. But I have this much. You can see the slight mound. It's not covering the entire spoon though. It's covering a little section of the spoon. So that's 1 teaspoon. And then again, that's 2 teaspoons. The water just finished boiling. So let's go get it. Fill up 200 milliliters in the measuring cup. Alright, we have our, I'm gonna close the espresso container so I don't risk the moisture getting into the container and fucking it up. Alright, so we have our water, we have our mug with the espresso powder in it. Let's just fill it up. Kind of sad how small the serving sizes are, but oh well. Alright, let's mix it up. Alright, and just so you guys know, I used to drink black coffee every day, like 6 to 8 cups a day, back when I was anorexic, because it would like completely flush everything out of my body. And I didn't like drinking water because it would bloat me up, because it has gained water into my system. So I'm used to drinking black coffee, back when I was anorexic, of course. Now I typically just go back to tea or drinking water, that type of stuff. But I hope I'm still able to digest this. Because the black coffee I drank would be the instant coffee, you know, guys, like the little one that's called the mellow blend. Very bitter, very gross when you first drink it. So let's see how the Nescafe Gold Espresso Powder, original, suffices up to this. So I'm just gonna go get the salt predeterminedly. It looks like they only added in a pinch of salt, but I'll just bring the salt all the way over here. I'll leave the spoon and thing over here so I can mix it up. I know I don't have regular white kosher or sea salt, but I do have iodized fine Himalayan pink salt, because that's what I prefer. So once this cools down, we're going to give it a taste test, see how bitter it is, and then see if the salt fixes that, and if it might be good for people with like health issues that cannot either add cream and sugar to their coffee or are unable to just have a lifestyle without caffeine entirely. So let's continue watching, and then once this is cool enough, should be about, oh, that's going to be like 10-15 minutes. I should add an ice cube, but then it'll dull it down. We'll just see. We'll just see how fast it cools. I can actually open my window and have the cold air cool down, because it is currently 0 degrees right now. It's the 2nd of the new year in Canada, and it is currently 0 degrees. Oh, it's really warm. Alright, we got the mug by the window. Let's see if you guys can actually see it. Right there. Right there. So, let's give it some time to cool. And let's give it a taste test afterwards. I accidentally opened up my files. Give me a second. Alright, now it's... gotta take a deep breath. Alright, this one can be closed now. Alright. No, I need to go back to the setting. There we go. Alright, grapefruit, slice it up into portions. Alright, 1 large center. No. Oats, pumpkin puree, cacao powder, coconut milk, pumpkin pie. Sprinkles on oats with probably coconut milk, funfetti. Raspberry jam on oats with coconut milk, I assume raspberry and cream. Now this might work, however, unsugared oats taste very bad. So the most tolerable one is likely to be the pumpkin with cinnamon and cacao. However, those flavors are very strong in themselves and can make and even though it will make the oats not bland, it will, however, make them gross. So when you want to make this stuff, I highly recommend adding in different things. So let's go back through again and see what you can add instead. Coconut milk is a good recommendation. I'll give them that. However, I'd recommend something instead like almond milk or homemade oat milk instead of coconut milk. This is just because I don't like coconut milk. I don't like coconuts. That's just stupid. Alright, so some oats. I'd say that's probably up like halfway to 2/3 of the way. So we got some pumpkin puree. So I'd recommend adding a small amount of pumpkin puree with pumpkin spice as well. Alright, and then we got cacao powder. Cacao powder is hydrophobic, so it will not mix up very well unless you purposely mix it up, which it does not show in the clip. So after you see them add in the coconut milk, you'll see it very soon, it stays at the top. That does not change after the oats soak up all that moisture. Also, that is not enough liquid for those oats to all soak up. So they will most likely still be very dry and firm at the very bottom. So it'd be best to actually add in more seasoning, some more flavor, maybe some more fruit, like you'll see next one, and mix it up instead. And so for the cocoa powder one, I'd actually recommend using maybe a hot chocolate mix, or like maybe add some cocoa powder to your hot chocolate mix and then toss it into the oatmeal. That way it'll actually mix in with the moisture much better, and it'll also add some more enjoyable sweetness and flavor. Alright, sprinkles, and just so you guys know, unless you specifically get flavored sprinkles, sprinkles do not have flavor. They are just dyed bits of sugar. That right there is just oatmeal with sugar, dye, and coconut milk. What do I recommend instead to make a funfetti type of oatmeal? I instead recommend, let's see, what flavors do you get when you get a funfetti cake? Cake? Maybe sugar. I'd recommend adding in maybe some fruity flavoring, like maybe some jam. I'd also recommend adding in, I'm just looking around my apartment now, just to get some ideas. Yeah, I'd recommend like crushed up fruits, like a small amount, to the point where it doesn't overpower, but you'll still be able to get the colors from the sprinkles. So you can add in the sprinkles. I just recommend adding in other things that are a bit fruity. So, or like even some candy as well. Toss in some like, I don't want to say Smarties. I don't like Smarties. Toss in some M&Ms. Toss in, not Skittles. They won't go well. Toss in a Ferrero Rocher if you need to. But just add in some other things, because that will not taste good. It'll look pretty. Not the way they make it. It won't look pretty the way they actually make it. But it'll look pretty if you mix it up thoroughly. And like, yeah. But best to find other ways to actually make it look good. And taste good. And then raspberry jam, of course. It's just oats and raspberry jam. Okay. What was the one? Raspberries and cream. I'd recommend adding in some extra raspberries. And instead of adding coconut milk, I'd actually recommend very strongly to add almond milk if you can't add regular milk. Because almond milk and raspberries actually go very well together. So I'd recommend using almond milk in that case, especially the flavor profiles, instead of coconut milk. But yeah, just to let you guys know, you'd actually need to mix all this stuff up instead of just leaving them be, because they will not end up looking like this unless you mix them up thoroughly. Or even with the sprinkles one, you'd actually need to do some oats and sprinkles, mix them in at the same time in order to make sure they're layered like that. Wait, are those eggs? I thought that was orange juice for a second. What? What? Huh? Hold up. I 100% thought that was orange juice. Especially looking at top. Bottom, you can see a bit of the whites. Top, I 100% thought that was orange juice. I was about to be like, I remember this barista lady I used to watch. She made a video where what other liquids you can steam when making a coffee. And she made orange juice. And I was about to be like, no. And then it started to cook like that. Like a custard, and now it's all of a sudden scrambled eggs. Just so you guys know, there's very clearly a cut in there. So, yeah, it's all curdly and all like that. It does not look very good, but all of a sudden, it's perfect scrambled eggs. You guys can clearly see that's not how you make a good scrambled eggs. It's also highly not recommended, highly, to not use your milk frother to make scrambled eggs. If you want to make scrambled eggs, make them in a pan, a pot, hell, even in one of those shaker cups with a cup of boiling water. Just shake it till your heart's content. That's a better way of making scrambled eggs than a milk frother. And even then, I don't recommend it. My stomach hurts. What the fuck is that one supposed to be? That's not properly clean. Okay. Yep, tried doing that before. You won't be able to do that unless you add in either salt or sugar. I don't remember which. I needed to whisk up some egg whites because we didn't have, because I was making a type of filled cookie. I believe it was like a caramel filled cookie, but we didn't have any baking soda or baking powder, so I decided to whisk up egg whites instead in order to make it work. Yeah, no, it does not froth up like that unless you add in either sugar or small amounts of salt. So that is also debunked. It's also a nightmare to make with your hands. It was a nightmare. Even at one point when I was working in the kitchen, some orders came in, and they're all in my section. So instead, I had the new hire whisk it up for me. Really nice girl. And so she was just there for like over an hour, just whisking the egg whites, and she got pretty far. Still wasn't enough to make the cookie rise properly. It still rose, but after a bit, it starts to deflate again. So it's better to mix it with a hand mixer, but even then, they still did not make that properly. That looks like curdled milk. That looks gross. That will not cook like that. I bet that's their fake hollandaise sauce again. Terrible. That's a weird loaf of bread. Alright. Now that could work. However, due to the formation of bread, you could even see it tilt slightly when they were, after they put the egg in. It'll be difficult to actually leave that in the oven still enough so then the egg will actually cook. So I'd recommend instead, if you do make that, flatten out the bottom slice of the bread and put some like either parchment paper or aluminum foil underneath the loaf of bread, just in case if the egg does end up soaking the bread enough and it does seep out, that you also have that bit to protect also your oven and also to make sure it doesn't seep out so much that it ruins the entire thing. But yeah, if you guys don't have a very flat like thing of bread, I'd recommend just slicing a very thin layer off the bottom to make sure it's stabilized. Those are not cooked thoroughly. Now I'm not saying that as someone who doesn't like egg yolks, I love runny egg yolks, I'm saying I can actually see the egg whites not cooked thoroughly. This is not going to end well. That is not enough pepper. That will not work like that. Hang on, let's just go back a second. Let's just compare the jar to the blade real quick. No. No. That blade, compared to that jar, no. That's going to immediately hit the glass. Don't do that. It's better to just put that stuff directly into your blender and then just use a spatula to get all the extras out of the blender when you put it into the mason jar. Also, isn't there like a lot of things on blenders where the actual like blending thing has a lock on it that will make the blender actually work? So like if you don't have the actual metal blender part and since it won't have the lock, it won't blend. Because that's how it worked with the blender I had back in my dad's place, where if it wasn't locked properly, and a lot of times it wouldn't lock properly no matter how many times you rotated it, because it needed to actually be rotated on properly and thoroughly. So that also will not work in general, unless you have a very weird blender that has little to no safety concerns and additions and all that. And then a pot of not even boiling water. No. Just no. I don't recommend that. No. Alright, so waffle. I mean, that's easy. Although they should go into making the actual breaded parts, like cooking the bacon. They probably use pre-shredded cheese. And then cooking the hash browns and deep-hitting and slicing the avocado. Preferably properly deep-hitting instead of just punching a hole in it. That hurt. Anyway. Alright, so flour, got some eggs, mix it up, put it in a piping bag. Are they going to make churros? If so, that's not enough flour to make churros. That's also not correct recipe to make churros. Oh, they're making funnel cake. Are they? Is that supposed to be... No. Don't do that. It'll make a mess. It will not cook like that. Just don't even try that. Look at actual ways to make ramen and ramen recipes. It's not made that way. No. Don't do that. Alright. What? What the hell was that cut? That was a very obvious cut. First off, raw right there, completely raw. And then fucking let's just watch this very closely. Little bit, almost out, and then all of a sudden there's a ton more. Once again, I also don't recommend doing that. Better to just make a poached egg or just make scrambled eggs. Don't do that. Floss, okay. I'm not gonna like this. Toothpick. I'm pretty sure I saw a recipe or someone tried to recreate that. It did not go well. Don't do that. Bell pepper. Put in slices, make sure de-seed and take out the pit, okay. Put an egg in the center, okay. What's the point of that? Hard-boiled egg, chopstick, rubber band. Alright. Now you can try that. However, you need to try that when the hard-boiled egg is not fully boiled yet and is still slowly cooking itself. So let's see if they added any recommendations. Nope, just put it in that formation, doesn't say how long, and then you'll get that nice little formation. So if you do want to try that, I'd recommend either getting a hard-boiled egg mold, where you basically add your egg into this mold, make sure it's solidified, then you add it to boiling hot water. But if you don't have that, I instead recommend hard-boiling your egg properly, and then carefully take off the shell, but make sure it's not fully boiled enough. Make sure it's just partially soft boiled, and then form it in the way you want it to be formed, either that way or another. And then either put it back in the boiling hot water. So you can't do it this way because you need something that won't turn to mush when added to water. But yeah, either put it back in the boiling hot water. Hang on. Oh, hi. Buddy, I'm just moving my daughter out, and she's actually not with me, and there's some stuff she left behind, like, to see if anybody wants them. Like, I got these trolleys, they have 2 of them. Oh, sorry, I live in a very small studio apartment, so I don't even have space. Oh, you don't have space, no. You don't want anything, okay. No. Yeah, that's like kitchen stuff, pots and pans. And oh, pots and pans, I'd love. You know what? Anything you want, yeah. If you want to come up, it's yours. Because, yeah. Like, she's, like, I don't know if I can really leave stuff, like, so if you want to come up, yeah, sure. Literally, you can have anything you want.
Just put this in here. Oh yeah, you see your place is a lot smaller, but it's nice. You got the big window, right?
Yeah, except the sad part is that's my only form of ventilation, and my stove is on 24/7.
Oh right, yeah.
When I first moved in here, my apartment just smelled like gas and old people.
Oh yeah, at least you can open your window. The window in my window's kind of is damaged. They got to replace the frame, and so it's kind of sealed up. But you got a nice view. Like I like this.
No, the worried part is on the fact that I'm on the first floor.
Yeah,
so
you're a woman.
People can easily just reach in through the window.
Yeah, I know that for sure. I worry about that too.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's really nice and bright, right? So, and you're downtown. You got a great. Do you want to empty that? And I'll fill it up with other stuff.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, it's a great location. I was down last weekend, and my buddy and I we walked around Saint Denis and all these restaurants and it's the best area. It's great.
Oh yeah,
So
I especially like it because my boyfriend goes to McGill. It's only like a 26-minute walk to his place.
It's a nice walk to McGill. Yeah, for sure. Huh. I lived in this neighborhood a long time. I was like 17. I'm 55 now, so it's a long time. But I remember it. Like it's such a nice neighborhood. I live right near Prince Arthur and Saint Denis. So so bring that back up. We'll fill that up. The trolleys, I guess I can put it in the laundry room.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
Where's my mic? So I am very sorry, guys, for the delay. I'm still going to be a bit delayed. Just a neighbor upstairs is doing a lease transfer, and so her father's helping her move out, and he's giving me a few things. The father actually is actually a teacher at a school I used to go to, so I'm going to quickly unpack the bin he's helping me transfer stuff in, and I'll be right back. Actually, the coffee's probably cool enough now. Yeah, so we'll do a taste test about that when I get back, and yeah. Don't worry, guys. I am almost done. Almost done.
Don't read this. Don't read that person.
Oh. Yeah, no, mine's here, so I don't need to worry about that.
Oh, yeah, oh, sorry. Let's see. Yeah, the new. I said that right or not? Okay, that's great. Yeah, yes, I did a broom and a dustbin. I'll just come back. I'll just sweep everything and bring it back right back. That's awesome. So I don't have to. I was gonna buy that and just. Oh, that's perfect. So what? Oh, this is just little wipes I can just use.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so I'll be back in about half an hour once I clean everything up.
Thank you very much. What?
Porscha. Porscha.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. It looks like I got a comment. That was so funny. It's a waste. Alright, I'm gonna chuck this in the microwave to warm back up. And I got some stuff that I need to put in the freezer. Then we can continue this. That was so much fun. Alright, I'm sorry for the several minutes that were completely silent, but I'm back now. I'm pretty sure I already gave the explanation. Upstairs neighbor's doing a lease transfer, so her dad's helping her move out. He's trying to get rid of some stuff, and he gave me all the stuff, including the food in her freezer. So he's currently using some of my stuff to clean down the apartment all day. He's going to come bring them back after a few minutes. Alright, so let's drink the coffee. Tolerable, but bitter. Slightly bitter. A decent amount bitter. So, they added in a pinch of salt. That's a good pinch. So now let's mix it up. Let's taste test it again. No. Oh, that's gross. That is gross. I'm gonna have to toss this in a moment. So I just disproved that. If you have a bitter coffee, don't add salt to it. Alright. Let's go back to the video. And hopefully we finish this fast, because this video's getting long. And it's supposed to be just around 11 minutes. So yeah, I already talked about that, gave pointers on that. No point in talking about it again. Seasonings, of course. Pancake batter in ice. Some berries, chocolate chips, bacon bits, alright. Let's just see how they cut it. And you can see the very clear cut, and which is clue for me to speak. So I've tried doing this before, so I do have experience with this. Basically, the bottom part will start to burn before the top part is even remotely thawed. So if you do try doing this, use very thin ice cubes and not big thick ones. So it could work, just you gotta regularly move it around to make sure it doesn't burn and that it cooks thoroughly.
This new year, it's time to finally learn the sewing skills you've always wanted to learn for just one.
Oh, this is not gonna go well. That's not how that works. That's gonna taste disgusting. No, I don't recommend that. Use freshly brewed coffee. Coffee grounds you can use for like a fertilizer or compost. You can use that as a compost. I have the feeling I know what this. Yeah, no. Cherry pit syrup. No. If you want to do this, I'd recommend just doing the meat of the cherries. Slice them into fine pieces, chuck them in a bottle, some sugar, and some like hot liquid. Let it soak in everything, infuse overnight, and just do cherry syrup, not cherry pit syrup. That's going to be very bitter and gross. Chickpeas, alright, just water, sugar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can make like a vegan meringue with that. Yeah, like what they're doing right now. It's really good for fluffing up. Except I'm pretty sure it doesn't fluff up like that. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, then meringues. I'd still recommend doing the meringues with egg whites. But yeah, you can do it that way as well, I think. Not entirely sure. Alright, so broccoli stock. Yeah, toss it in. Broth, cream, cheese. Oh, like a broccoli cream soup. I don't think I'm about to like this. Okay, good. I thought they were about to put it in a pan and cook it like a pancake. broccoli stem soup. Call it broccoli cream soup. Just because you use the stems doesn't mean it's not just broccoli. Just so you guys know, you can eat broccoli stems. Even a majority stem will have the same texture as regular broccoli, just not the like little furry bits at the end. Just call it broccoli cream soup. You don't even have to blend it for that long to make it that creamy. But just call it broccoli cream soup, not broccoli stem soup. That looks like a dip, not a soup. Expired, not spoiled. Salt. That. Do not add salt or any sort of citrus or even vinegar to your milk. It instantly curdles. They're just adding everything you can't add. Yeah, curdles like that. I swear if they make cottage cheese or like mozzarella cheese. I swear to God. I'm not gonna like this. Yep, ricotta. Don't do this. Just buy the ricotta. Already, you've seen how many times I've paused just during this video. Do not trust So Yummy when it comes to making cheese. Look into actual chefs and how to make cheese, or just buy the cheese. I know cheese is expensive. It's crazy. Do not follow a So Yummy recipe when making cheese, okay? Capiche? Capiche. We're almost done. That's gonna make you throw up. Yeah, your guts are bleeding out. That's what happens if you eat that cheese. Yeah, that is technically what happens. Are they making a not a basil pesto? I believe is pesto. Although that's not how you make pesto. Pesto is just like basil, some olive oil, and some seasonings. But yeah, sure. Toss in walnuts. Kale pesto. I like kale, but no, not kale pesto. Alright, this video is long enough as is. I need to go take my laundry out of the dry. It's been in there for a while. I don't want to continue taking up the dryer. So I'm going to quickly take it out. And I'm going to end this here. I hope you guys have all enjoyed. Have a great rest of your days. Do not follow So Yummy recipes. And for the love of God, do not put salt in your coffee.